We have a big tent in education reform, and that's a good thing. But as is the case with any big tent, it means that there's lots of different views within that tent.
I think my colleagues on the other side of the aisle would agree that public education should exist to prepare good citizens. I think where things start to fall apart is when you get into the details of how you accomplish that.
Everything you read about every issue, and it's not just education, is all about how people are siloing into bubbles. We're getting much, much better at shouting at one another over an ocean of zeros and ones without ever seeing one another in person.
The coalitions that worked pretty well together in the past have sort of fizzled. And what used to be a nice big tent movement is starting to feel like it's fractured.
I think that the middle has eroded in education. I mean, there was, for a time, some bipartisan consensus around accountability, and that seems to have dissolved.
I feel like there's so much partisanship and there's so many rifts. The education rift is a symptom of larger cultural and political rifts. It's not something separate from that.
I did leave the Republican leadership, which is sort of playing team ball. And that freed me really to work across party lines, to work with Democrats, which is essential in the Senate. If you can't pass things with majority vote here, I like getting results, and that's the way you get them here.
In an age of great polarization and with a bruising campaign and election season that we went through in 2016, there were some real tensions that came to the surface. And we've got to find a way to work through those tensions, because the last thing we want to do is make the tent smaller. If we make the tent smaller, we lose.